Anyway, so here I am with part 2. Let me get the date and time stamp on this. I'm in a video barrage fucking recording mood, man. What the hell is that? It's Friday, 13/19/58, year 2023, 6th month, June, 2nd day. I hope that gets on there. Let's put it in the shade and see what we get. There. Yeah. And this car right here is a taxi cab car. This is a taxi car. And it's a highway cruiser too. It's geared up for highway driving. So, you know. So there it is. It's already set up. I already got the taxi cab right there. In fact, Lane County, or Eugene Taxi, which is Lane County's leading taxi company, they are now starting to implement these fucking Mercuries in their fucking cab collection. I saw the first one yesterday. These are New York City cab cars right here. New York City. They're also police cars. In other words, what I'm saying is they were constructed for elite positions. They don't break down. They last a long time. So here I is. How is it that I was given one of these things and I was put in this position where no one ain't going to fucking hire me at all? I had to go up to the next level, which is contracting. And I don't even know if I'm going to get it. But I'm going to celebrate because it feels good and relieving to know that it's probably there. If it's not there, then I'll just go back to being depressed probably, huh? I'm going to say fucking word probably, huh? And then the fire, they'll set the fucking county on fire and burn everything down too, probably, huh? Yeah, I know it goes on at the top. Shit. Not only that, I've read all the banker reports, all the financial expert reports, watched all their videos. You know what they all say is coming? We're already in a recession. The depression just started. And it's going to be worse than 1929 is what's coming. And they said it's going to start this fall. There will be a whole lot of people going to lose their house. So they say. Yeah, and guess who I am? Yeah, I'm the bridge gap. Yeah, the general contractor at the top, undercover. And there's a whole lot of people that ain't got a clue what could be coming. And that's a reality. This full moon energy, what can I say? Full moon energy on processed sugar ice cream. It is what it is. Yeah. Everything is what it is. I'm thinking I might want to trim this tree right here. This tree used to be really short. I used to keep it off the roof. But then when the neighbors started yelling at me every fucking day, the neighbor that used to live over here, she'd yell at me all the fucking time. And that wasn't just me, she'd yell at everyone. She said, everyone's against me, everyone's against me. I was the only one left that wasn't against her. And then all of a sudden she turned on me. She turned on me. Just out of the blue, just fucking, you're one of them too. I'm just like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I couldn't even stand in the fucking yard. She'd come out of the house and fucking flip me off. Just look at me and flip me off all the fucking time. Call me a fucking chicken, all kinds of shit. Yeah. God. What a fucking disaster. I used to keep this tree right here short. I said, fuck this. I don't want to even be near this fucking woman. So I did let it grow. I really want to, but then, it's kind of nice because it shades the house. It shades the room and everything like that. And it keeps the house cool inside. So I'm thinking, well, I might just keep it up. I like that song. I still got that melody going through the brain. It's free, free. It's cut across the door, and heaven's over the door, so free. Free. It's cold across the floor, and she's all around the door. free. Hi, Boo! She's stuck out! Thank you. No, this roof right here on top of this is called a rain shed. I learned this from an insurance lady, because when the county stole this house, and then I did a buyback contract, they said you have to get insurance on it. So I went and got insurance on it. I was kind of scared they weren't going to insure it, because I had this freshly built homemade or home constructed, whatever the fuck this is back here. And she said, "Oh, no problem, that's called a rain shed." And I said, "Fuck, not only is it a rain shed, that's a cat rain shed," because that's one of the reasons why I put it up there. For the cats. I used to have 5 cats. I started off here with 7 cats. So I originally started off here with 2 cats, but when I got the house, there were wild cats living under the house and on the yard or where the hell. And then they brought their babies. She brought her babies over, and now the next thing you know, she brings her babies over, puts her babies on the back porch in January when it's cold and wintry outside. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have to care for these little kitties. God. I said... So I cared for them, and I got them their shots. I took them to the vet to make sure they had all their shots so that I could give them away to the store, because that's what the store said. They said, "We'll take them if you give them their shots." So I went to the vet. I got all these kittens their shots, and I waited till they were 6 weeks and all weaned off and shit like that. And I gave them away to a store at the pet store at the mall. And God, I got in the car home, driving home, man. I was just like, God. I started tearing up for one of the cats, because I grew attached to one of the cats. And I went back and I got that cat. Not only did I get that cat, I got them all back and brought them back home. But the 2 original cats that I had, moved into this house with, they did not like the new kittens. They didn't. Oh my God. And I kept yelling at the one cat, at the lead male cat. I kept yelling at him. He said, "Fuck you, I'm leaving." So he left. Then he came back. I yelled at him again, and he left permanently. He said, "Goodbye." I yelled at him because he was yelling at all the kittens. I told him, "Stop yelling at the cat, dumbass." But the girl cat, she kind of put up with him, but she would still let him know, get away from me. Anyway, so yeah. So anyway, I bring this up because this cat rain shed, this is what I told the insurance agents. I said, this is a cat rain shed. All right, this cat rain shed is kind of like the old saying back in the poor days. All right, the old Mexicans, right? The Aztecs, the Guatemalans. Yeah, I might be living on a dirt floor, but at least it's swept and clean. And I'd be like, yeah, it might look like a piece of shit fucking shed, where the fuck. I said, but there ain't a drop of fucking rain that gets through it. That roof is swept clean. Yeah? Yeah. Because that's all that there's money for at the time. This cat rain shed was built when I had no money, no heat. So I had to engineer a rocket stove to have heat back here. You know what a rocket stove is? Well, that's the question. Let me share with you what a rocket stove is. It's an in-ground pipe, J-pipe, that conducts automatic thrust when the wood starts burning at one end. And it will, like a jet, and it comes out smokeless out the pipe. So I built a rocket stove back here, I learned on YouTube, and I built a wood throne on top of it, and I could sit on top of the pipe bucket and stay warm for two or three winters with no electricity. I lived in this house with 0 water, 0 electricity. And I went around to town scavenging for wood. I finally built a trailer too. I built a trailer. I constructed a trailer. Got a hitch, hitched it up to that car, got brakes to it. All for cheap, low shit, practically free. Yeah, that cat rain shed right there. Yeah. Yeah. I remember the day I got that thing working too, because I had to test it out. I went through many trials and tests just to get it working. Because when I built it, I didn't build it exactly like the YouTubers built it. I went a whole different foundation with it. I put a whole new theory onto it. Because that's all the pipe that I had. And I had to. I was forced into it. And I got it to finally fucking function. Finally. Holy shit. And when I finally got it functioning, I went and I sat in the library where the town mayor is at. I sat there in the courtyard. Next thing you know, here comes all the firemen congregating in the middle of the courtyard. I thought, yeah, they know. They know it was a success because word gets around the town. Anyway, and that's part of the reason why I also built this rain shed here. I had to. I was forced into it. I had no option. I had to get something going. I had to. Although I got this fireplace, right? That's just there ain't no fireplace in the house. That's just a pipe. It's got a pipe hole in the wall for a wood stove. I didn't have no wood stove at the time. And then when I finally got a wood stove, that was a leaky wood stove. It stunk the whole house up. Just stunk it up. So I said, fuck this. And it used too much wood too. I couldn't keep enough wood to keep it going. But a tiny little rocket stove, it only takes tiny little bits of wood, small amounts, and it proficiently burns them for long periods of time. Just got to keep feeding it. Just a little slivers of shit, small shit. And I could cook on the pipe too. I could put a pot on the pipe and cook on it. I could boil water. Yeah, I could purify water, boil water, and I could cook food. Fuck. Yeah, so this shed right here, This shed right here, it might look like shit, but it looks like it's what it did, and it's what it does. That's an old saying I come up with. It ain't what it looks like, it's what it does. That's a philosophy I came up with. I think I learned that from someone else too. But anyway, whatever the fuck. And then there's this side of the house over here. This is where all the ants we're getting into. Let's get a gander and a look at all the ants here. Let me switch the camera, and we can see. There ain't very many ants around here because I keep routing them. And they're like, oh my God, I'm not killing them off. I'm just letting them know. I'm poking them around, spraying water at them and vinegar water at them and putting clove powder out, cinnamon powder. And they're like, oh my God, this guy doesn't give up nothing. He doesn't give up for nothing. He's on us every fucking day. And they're like, God fucking, at least he ain't killing us off. And the queen's like, God, that guy's pretty cool. He said, that brother's cool. He could be killing us all off, but he isn't. He's just learning how to I'm learning how to naturally repel the ants so that they route and go other places instead of nest inside the cracks of the house. Like I said, I ain't no fucking killer. I think killing's a bunch of bullshit. I look for natural remedies. Natural. But that's who I am. That's just me. Anyway. So look at this. These ants are starting to relocate. They are relocating. I'm telling you. Okay, now, with that knowledge, I could go out there and I could start a whole pest control business. A whole pest control business. Yeah, I know how to naturally repel ants. Naturally. And I figured it out myself. This ain't on YouTube. There's some stuff on YouTube. I just figured some shit out. Put some stuff together that I learned on YouTube. I know how to naturally repel ants. You know, and get them to go other places. You know, and train them to say, hey, you can go over here. Just don't be crawling in the house and shit, and then you'll be getting in the house, and you'll be getting all stepped on and shit. You know, it ain't because I'm all, you can't be in the house, because they get stepped on. I ain't into stepping all over them. Fuck that. And then they get all over the sinks or whatever, or they get in the bed or wherever the fuck, you know. You know, that's kind of uncomfortable. Natural remedies. There's natural solutions in commerce, folks. Natural. That's what the affidavit is. It's a natural remedy in commerce instead of having to go out and kill fuckers with weapons. This is what a lot of folk don't understand. They don't comprehend. How can a contract on a paper bring peace? Now, I'm going to tell you straight up at the root of it. That's because one had to understand, comprehend, there are other entities at high level at play here. Called ET, phone home extraterrestrials. There's a lot of folk that think that shit's all fantasy. Now I'm here to say, well, it could be. But I've had enough experience. I know something. And that's all that matters, that I know. Doesn't matter if no one else knows. I'm the one that gets to enjoy the whateverness with it. Shit. That's all that matters. Really. Unless I wanted to go around force it on everyone to fucking comprehend it, then I'd be a rapist. Yeah, that's the same thing as a pedophile. Gee, kind of reminds me of how the society's been functioning. You better do what I tell you to do or else. You better pay that tax, kiss my ring or else. What an eye-opener, for me. Doesn't matter if no one else comprehends it. I see it. I know what's going on. And I know the blame game, too. Yeah, the blame game. And I know the call it something else game, too. And I know to put on a face game, too. But anyway, like I said, I ain't here to kill it off, but I am here to repel it if it's around me. I'm gonna naturally route it. It's just natural energy, natural repellent, natural pest control. Whoa, baby honey, right? And like I said, it doesn't matter if nothing else understands or comprehends or whatever. What matters is that I know what I know. And I'm the one that experiences what I experience. That's all that matters. When it gets down to the nitty-gritty. Yeah, I know. I know what's up. And why is it that I know what's up? Because I'm tired of the pain. So I got to know what's up. I've grown to know what's up because I'm tired of the suffering. Huh? Yeah. That's called sweet daddy and sweet mama right there. That's the passion and the affection together as one. That creates the child atmosphere. There's where the peace is at. Yeah, that's what the atmosphere represents. That's the child. The peaceful atmosphere. When the passion and the affection come together. That's what brings the peace. This is what I know. The passion and the affection together. And usually on an equal basis, with equality. But knowing that I've been brought up more so in the abusive atmosphere, So the abuse is still there, even within me. So I'm not fucking unsensible with it. Very sensible with it. I'm realizing that, yeah, you know, I still got the killer in me too. Shit. It's just that I could probably contain it more than a whole lot of others. Ha ha. And why is that? I'll tell you why. Because I wrote up a contract to diminish the power therein. Not just at an earthly level, I included the universal level. Yeah. From all the education that I learned on YouTube, I learned all, and books that I read. And I had a few living mentors. Mother was one of them. Mother is one of them. She ain't, no, was, she still is. Yeah, Mother is one of them. Oh, she dead, she died. No, she did not die. She ain't no more. She still is. She might have lost the body. She ain't dead. But, you know, if you think she's dead to you. Who am I to try to force you to think that she's still alive or transitioned or living? I would be just as much a pedophile or fucking rapist to have you fucking force you to believe what I just said. Wouldn't I? And that ain't a question, that's a statement. Woo! Whoa, 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 whoa. This is all for and on the record. I'm going to publish this video. It's going to go up on YouTube. And I ain't going to pass it around to no one. It's just going to stay there for those that are drawn to it, that need to hear it. And when they hear it, they're going to need to hear it because they were drawn to it. They're going to be like, holy shit. That's what I couldn't put into words, and I just heard it. Woo! Yeah, this is going on the military record. And I only got like 1 and 2 subscribers to the channels that I put up. 1 or 2. That's it. Because I like the natural process. And the natural process is, if you were ready to know it, then the universe shall be ready to show it. So let me just put it this way. I learned what I learned because when I got to the point where I was ready to know it, all of a sudden the universe showed it. And sometimes it was years later. Some things come quick, sometimes take slower. When I was ready to know it, the universe come and show it. And that's self-experience. And that's all I can share is what I know. And that's reality. That's what I know. There's things that I know. There's things that I know ain't no one can steal. It can't be stolen from me ever. It's going to be with me forever. That's more valuable than money. That is money. That's real money. That's more valuable than paper and gold and silver. Put the gold and the silver back into mama's earth body, jackass. But that once again, that's the warrior passion coming from the father side. That's not an order, that's just a suggestion. Don't confuse the rage with the passion. It just is. So there's the affection. Look at that. See the difference in the tone between the father and the mother? It just is. Look at that. Look how full of affection that is. That tone. That's what brings the peace. The two together. Not the wimp, lame, tame affection and affection only. Oh God, you're going overboard. It's the two together. But also realizing that the system is more so warrior until it's fully balanced. Now that's a reality check, to be able to bear with that reality. That's what it is out on the open seas. It is, get the fuck out of my way, I'm gonna fucking floor it. I live with that every day. I know exactly what it is. Out on the open seas. That's where all the pirates are at. Yeah, I know what's up. Like I said, I'm a natural-born cop and a natural-born fire marshal. I'm a police chief and a fire marshal. I got the double anointing. Yeah. Natural born police chief and a natural born fire marshal. See the difference in tone? One's passion, one's affection. And they're both needed. And it's a delicate balancing tightrope act. Not really an act, but you know, that's just a word on the street. It's a tightrope walk. Tightrope walk. But once I started to get more skilled on that tightrope or the balancing beam, I'd be like a gymnast on that fucker. I'd be doing flips and all kinds of shit, landed flat-footed every time. Because what's called training. The trapeze artist, the tightrope walker, it looks like a piece of cake, doesn't it? That's a statement. But with training, that's what the cakewalk is, because there's training. And the training is a full comprehensive consciousness to what's going on. That's some training. Full. Yeah. The world is more so predominantly warrior. But that's what's so off with it. That's what's so off with it. See, there's the girl energy. That's the effect. That's mama. Mama comes in. That's what's so off with it. It's too much warrior. Ain't no sweet mama in there. Need more sweet mama? Come on. Can I get some sweet mama in there? Woo! Need more sweet mama. Now this is what I know. And when I share what I know for goddamn well I can sense everyone's conscience. I know they know it too. They're like, God, brother, you're a natural born preacher. You hit it right on the nail every sermon. Hit it right on the nail, pastor. You hit it right on the nail every time. You blow the hammer in with one nail drive every time. Yeah, ain't no playing around, is there? Unless I wanna. Unless I wanna. Let me get on. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. I'm expecting a call. All right. I'm expecting a 2 o'clock call. Let me cancel. Let me stop this recording. All right. Just to say it, just say forward on the record. It's all been said. Pull a finger.